Hi there, BookTube. My name is Nathan. I am the Rambling Reviewer. Uh, there's a event coming up in April that I'm wanting to participate in called Spring into Adventure. It's being hosted by a whole bunch of booktubers. I'll list them all down below. Um, and the whole idea of Spring into Adventure is to read books about adventure. Uh, the event is organized into 4 weekly prompts, like many of these events are. The first prompt is to read a short work, I believe it's 200 pages or less. Second week is read a long work, 200 pages or more. Third week is alternative, it's read a novelization, watch a movie, listen to a radio play. So you could also read a comic book or I don't know, play an adventure video game. There's probably other options out there. The novelization movie and radio play was the one that they mentioned. And then fourth week is to read a work of nonfiction. Now I have a stack of possibilities that I'm kind of considering right to my left. Um, this is not a TBR. I will not be making a TBR for this. I do have one book that I do 100% plan to read, and I have set up a buddy read for that one book, but I don't have it here. That is King Kong. I will be reading King Kong with Brandy at the Booklectic, um, and I know I will be watching some movies of King Kong, uh, both to coincide with Spring into Adventure, and also to coincide with I think it's Giant April, an event being hosted by Roy at Roy Reads Anything. I think it's the Obscure Book something, and Backwoods and Donkey. Those I'm not super familiar with the latter two, and so I'm gonna have to watch some more of their videos to become familiar with them. Uh, but I'm very familiar with Roy. Um, but I don't have that right now. I'm actually waiting for it to arrive from my local library. Uh, so the books over here, they are just possibilities. I'm not going to organize them, except that I'll show you the nonfiction first. Past that, they're not organized by week or anything. So just starting off with the free picks I have that are possibilities for nonfiction. Two of them are coinciding with Historithon, with the year-long event to read history, works of history. The um, the year the year-long event is divided into quarters, and during each quarter you can read anything you want that takes place within a certain time period. So the first quarter, it was prehistory, as far back as you want to go, to 580. Second quarter is 580 to 1500, so the Dark Ages. Uh, Two of these fit that criteria. They're nonfiction and they're history from that chronicle something within that time period, and they have an adventure, something of an adventure theme. The other one does not. Uh, I've got Kublai Khan's Lost Fleet by James P. Delgado. I picked this up at the end of last year for Historathon. This, from my understanding, is all about the um, the Lost Armada of Kublai Khan, and I don't really know anything else about it. Past that, I know nothing about Kublai Khan. I know nothing about the Mongols, uh, or Chinese history. So, uh, but based on the back, I'm thinking this might have to do with some of the the voyages of the Mongol fleet, uh, as well as potentially some archaeological adventures with looking for the fleet. Either one of those, I think, should be able to work. And this definitely takes place within the time frame for Historiathon because Kublai Khan conquered China in 1279. I don't know that date, I just looked it at the back of the description. The back of the description on the book. This other one does not fit for Historiathon. It is obviously still history, but it is not in that time period. It is the loss of the ship Essex sunk by a whale, written by a whole bunch of people. It's I've actually started reading this once, I think. It's a bunch of first person. No, I haven't. I read something else. I believe this is a bunch of narratives of the sinking of a whaling ship, the Essex. And this particular event, I believe, inspired, actually, Moby Dick, which is my favorite novel. Which actually would fit for this too, this event. But so that would work. Not for Historiathon though. The Nantucket ship Essex, was sunk in 1820, according to the back of this book. This third one is a little bit less historically accurate, but it is, I would say, history of the time. And it is the sagas of the Icelanders. I love Norse culture and mythology, and I have read. I have so far read only one of the sagas, the saga of the Volsungas. I've also read the prose Edda, though. And particularly I'm wanting to read the saga of Eric the Red and the saga of the Greenlanders. These are the two works that deal with the discovery and the colonization, I believe, of the Vinland. A small colony. I think it was up around Greenland, or was it Canada? I don't remember, but I think that would certainly work for this event. Now the rest of this is fiction, and it is I think all classic fiction. I don't really have any contemporary adventure fiction. I don't really have a ton of contemporary literature at all, honestly, but certainly I might end up picking something else up from the library or finding something else in my collection. One I have is King Solomon's Mines by H. Rider Haggard. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It's interesting because this event will be having a buddy read, sorry, not a buddy read, a read along of another H. Rider Haggard book and another Alan Quartermain book, She. And I don't have that, so if I'm going to read an Alan Quartermain book, if I'm going to read an Alan Quartermain book, I'm going to read this one. I've been wanting to read it for a while, particularly because it's a major Victorian work that I've not read, and I kind of want to read all. This is kind of geeky, but I love the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and Alan Quartermain is a main character in that series of graphic novels, and I kind of want to read all the works that influenced and were used to make that story. So I also have Master and Commander by Patrick O'Brien. I have a bunch of these that I bought from a book sale by a Unitarian Universalist church, and this is the first book in this series, the Aubrey and Maturin series. heard great things. It deals with naval adventures during the Napoleonic War. So, I actually don't know anything about this next book. I think it would fit by the name. I bought this, I think, from a random thrift store. But it was Man Eaters of Kumaon by Corbett. And it is falling apart. And this book is from 1946. I believe this is a group of stories, actually. This might be nonfiction, actually. I'm not sure. Maybe about killer tigers? I don't know. So this might actually be nonfiction, but I think that would still work. The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. It's Jungle Book. Coming back to Herman Melville, Moby Dick, I have Typee. A Peep at Polynesian Life. I've been wanting to read this for a while. It was an earlier work by Herman Melville, and my understanding it was more popular than it was an earlier work than Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and my understanding is it was more popular than Moby Dick. Moby Dick was not popular at all when it was released. This one is, I think, a more straightforward adventure story. Although I think it's a travelogue, so again, it's actually as nonfiction. But it's his journey through the Polynesian islands. This next one would actually be a reread. I've been rereading a lot of books this year. But The Lost Horizon by James Hilton. I remember enjoying this when I read it. It's about a bunch of men who find Shangri-La, basically. And I think the name Shangri-La might have actually came from this book. But an isolated community of Buddhist monks living in Tibet. Living in a secret fortress in Tibet, actually. I also have Journey to the Center of the Earth by Jules Verne. And the last one I have here is a big book of Tarzan stories. I think I actually might have also bought this from that book sale at the Unitarian Universalist Church. So that's just a few possibilities I've got. Let me know if you've read any of these, and what you think I should read. If you think there's something that would be a great read for this event, let me know, even if I don't have it. And if you're participating, let me know what you're planning on reading. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of March and a great reading April. Bye, BookTube.